Hello there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Wellness Wednesday after all, so we're gonna make a delicious dinner recipe. You know that on Wednesdays, you can always come to Plant-Based Made Easy, this show right here, right now, and get a delicious dinner recipe that is going to be not only healthy and delicious, but super easy, hence Plant-Based Made Easy. So today I'm gonna show you how to make one of my favorite things. These are plant-based burgers. And every month I include a different type of plant-based burger in my monthly Plant-Based Made Easy cookbook. This is the September edition, and this is what we are working out of. If you haven't yet grabbed your copy, you can download one right now. We'll go ahead and drop the link into the chat box. And if you're here and you have a comment or a question, a cooking question along the way, just write it in the chat box or the comment box. I can see who's here and I want to welcome you. So today I'm going to show you how to make spicy sesame mushroom burgers. These are really easy to make, and there's lots of different flavors that are going on. We're going to make a burger using a portobello mushroom. We're going to make a delicious slaw, and then we're going to make a spicy sesame guacamole that's going to be sort of like, you know, the dip or the sauce to go with it. So hi, Kathy, good to see you. Let's get right into it. The first thing that we're going to make are our burgers. All right, we need to make the marinade for our portobello mushroom. So let me show you the mushrooms. These are delicious portobello mushrooms. Now you can use creminis, which are baby portobellos, or you can use full-size portobello mushrooms. And if you are going to use the full-size one, opt in for the smaller of the full portobellos. So sometimes portobellos can be like this big, like the size of steaks. Try to get the smallest if you can. These ones are going to be sweeter, and they're also going to sort of be juicier. You'll see why once we cook them up. They're gonna be really, really great. And I also sort of want them to match as much as possible the bun, all right? So you can do this in lettuce wrap. Today I'm gonna use mini burger buns. It's gonna be really great, like slider styles. All right, so I'm gonna take my mushrooms. The first thing that I need to do before I make my marinade and marinate them is I need to wipe them clean. So I have a paper towel here. This is a damp paper towel. And what I want to do is literally kind of wipe them clean. I'm going to do it overhead so you can see what I'm doing, and you can like really kind of look at this mushroom with me. You can see it's got some nicks, but everything looks pretty good. I don't see any dirt on here, maybe a little bit right there. And literally I'm going to brush it off. Now, one rule of thumb is you don't want to wash your mushrooms, all right, friends, because washing your mushrooms is going to make basically this mushroom shrivel up and get waterlogged. So mushrooms are like nature's sponges. And if you can remember that they're nature's sponges, you can remember that if you put a sponge underwater, what does it do? It sucks it up. Same thing with mushrooms, same thing with eggplant. All right, so when you're using these ingredients, best thing to do is actually just to wipe them with a damp paper towel. So this looks great. I'm just going to get my marinade together now, and I'll show you how. So let's do it. Actually, let's do it right in here. Let's do it right inside of this bowl. So this is a really easy, super simple marinade. The first thing that we want is a really important ingredient. This is probiotic rich. This is white miso, all right? So I'm going to use white miso here. This is mellow white, and it is from Cold Mountain. That's the brand. You can use any brand that you want. And I'm just going to use a tablespoon of this. And I really love miso because it usually comes in a container that is, it's about 40 ounces or so. And it comes with a little tiny piece of paper, parchment paper. You want to keep that intact the entire sort of life of this container. All right, so remove the little paper, hold on to that paper, and grab yourself a tablespoon. And I'm actually going to measure it out. That's as much as we need. And then I'm going to cover it right away. And miso is fermented, so it is a living ingredient. And because of that, I want to make sure that paper kind of stays sealed to the miso. It's kind of like where guacamole needs something to stay on it or to seal the green flavor. Like, you know, if you add a piece of plastic wrap to a piece of guacamole, to a bowl of guacamole, it won't turn as brown. Same thing applies here. The paper is going to help this miso to stay alive and living. So I'm going to put this right back into the refrigerator. Again, I'm using this brand. I'll pop this into my Amazon page in case you're curious or want to buy it right from there. It's non-GMO. It's Cold Mountain. That's the brand. And this is the Mellow White. I'm going to pop this right into the refrigerator because it is perishable, very perishable. And the next thing I need is a little bit of fat. I'm going to use sesame oil today. And I really like the Trader Joe's toasted sesame oil. This is USDA organic. It's really good stuff. And I'm going to use a tablespoon of this as well. But I'm going to actually measure this in a liquid measure because this is liquid. 1 tablespoon. All right, the next thing we need is some sort of hot sauce, right? These are spicy sesame mushroom burgers. So we need a little bit of sriracha. That's what I'm going to use today. You can use hot sauce. You can use chili paste, whatever you have, but I'm going to use sriracha. I think you're probably familiar with this. And if not, you can get this at Trader Joe's or at Whole Foods and any common supermarket as well. 1 tablespoon goes right in. You can cut this in half too if you don't want it as spicy. And then I want a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to do a pinch of each, just a little tiny pinch of each. Because remember, there's a lot of salt in the miso, so we don't need to over salt it. And that's it. I can give this a little whisk. And this is our marinade. This is so good. You can use this marinade not just for these burgers, but you can use it for tempeh. You can use it for tofu. You can actually marinate lots of different vegetables with this. If you want to thin it down too, let's say you're going to marinate a bunch of vegetables. You don't want them to be too seasoned. You can actually thin this with water and then pour this over your veggies. But for the mushroom, this is perfect. So I'm going to just actually let this mushroom sit and marinate right on my cutting board. So I have my portobellos now. I have my marinade and I have a pastry brush. Now this pastry brush gets washed very clean. It's really nice to just have a great pastry brush on hand. And I love using a real bristle pastry brush because it's going to allow you to get a lot of the marinade. I want to do the top as well as the inside. And I'm not going to remove the stem or the ribs. I might actually just take a little bit of the stem off, just this dry part. That's it. But the rest of it, it's getting a little marinade. So some people, like especially how I was trained to cook in French culinary, in the French culinary technique and field of study, you really are more like they're more really into the more refined cooking and techniques. So they remove all these little gills of the mushroom and they remove this, the whole stem by kind of like removing it with their thumb. But I don't like to waste. So I'm just going to sort of like pop off a little bit of the stem and I'm not going to mind any of the gills. I like the gills actually. Put this right here. And you can see this actually picks up a lot. And we're going to use all of the marinade on both of the mushrooms. It's going to seem like a lot, but it's going to be really, really good. It's going to help this mushroom sort of shrink on the grill as well. So now is a good time to talk about a grill pan. If you don't have an outdoor barbecue that you can use this time of year or you don't have access to one, that's okay. Get yourself a nice grill pan for the home. And I'm going to use mine right here. This is induction safe. It's cast iron. And you can see I'm actually going to put it on a medium-high heat. And I'm going to let that come to temp. All right. So let me show you this amazing piece. This is from Remy. It is all cast iron. It's very, very heavy and it's pre-seasoned. This is induction safe. So it's great for cooktops that are glass. It's also great for any electric cooktops. And you can use it on the stove and you can use it sort of on a campfire too because it is cast iron. So I'm just going to let this get nice and hot. And I'll do a full screen so you can kind of like see. It really is a great sort of inductor of heat. So it gets hot very, very quickly. And I'm just going to wait until this gets so hot that I literally can't kind of keep my hand on that. So it's going to take probably 3-4 minutes or so. In the meantime, these mushrooms are looking delicious. The salt and the fermentation of the miso is going to start to sort of like tenderize the outside of the mushroom, which is what we want. It's really going to be good. All right, and you don't need to actually spray your grill pan or anything. You can actually kind of go for it if you have a well-seasoned grill pan. Now, I can see that the last time that I used this, there's a little bit of kind of schmutz stuck to it. So I'm actually going to throw on just a tiny bit of avocado oil, just like a little drizzle. Okay? This is how you would season your grill pan. And then take a little paper towel and just kind of mix the oil inside of each of the grates. See how I'm doing that? I'm literally kind of like scooping or wiping the oil in all of the little grates. And now you have a perfectly seasoned grill pan. Really great. The cool thing about the cast iron is that it literally will last a lifetime. So this is great. It's nice and hot. I'm going to place my mushrooms right down. And that's going to cook the rest of the way. Now, let's talk about the other ingredients. I definitely want to talk about making the next best part, the delicious vegetable garnishes for this burger. We're going to make a cucumber carrot slaw. All right. So I'm going to grab a bowl here. And in my bowl, I have about a cup or a cup and a half of shredded carrots. I already have done that here. got a little sauce there. And to this, I now want to add some other ingredients. So I'm just going to place my carrots here, and let's talk about the cucumber. This is a carrot cucumber slaw after all, so we need the cucumber. And today I wanted to show you, I'm using this new beeswax paper, storage paper. This stuff is so cool. It's really amazing. It's actually all sustainable. It's bees wrap. That's what it's called. It's made from, I don't actually know specifically what it's made from, but it's really kind of cool, and it's very sustainable, and I don't have to use any plastic. Cool. So I have my cucumber here. Whenever I store a piece of produce, I actually just slice just a tiny bit off the edges because that's been oxidized, and it's also dry. So I don't want that. Now, you can use an English cucumber or a regular cucumber. I think I'm going to opt in for the regular cucumber today. I had both, but this is what I'm using. And for this cucumber, because it has a lot of seeds, you might consider taking those seeds out. And if you want to, here's how it's done. Just take a little spoon, and you can literally kind of just run your spoon down the center. The seeds are fine, though. They're totally edible. So it's just a taste preference. Are you more of an English cucumber person or a hothouse? What's your vote? Tell me in the comments. I'm so curious. I love kind of both for different reasons. I think more often than not, we definitely buy the English cucumber. All right, so now I'm going to just julienne these pieces. So I'm literally just going to make little tiny strips. And then I will make them even more thin here in a second. You can do this with your food processor too. If you have a food processor that has like the ability to actually shred, highly recommend it. Definitely use it. I say if you have it, use it. You can dice these as well. It doesn't have to be necessarily matchsticks, but if you were to dice it, it would just be like matchsticks, and then you could go ahead and dice just like that. I'm just showing you a couple different ways. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? We like it easy as opposed to perfect. The whole goal is to help you feel like really confident and excited to be in the kitchen. I want you to like get in and do these recipes. I want you to see just how simple it is to eat healthy and to eat delicious, most importantly. Healthy food is not always delicious, and healthy food is not always easy. Well, I'm going to bring those things together for you in my cookbook. That is definitely what I love to do. And it kind of always has been. Since I've been a chef for 15 years, but I've always had a reputation as kind of like a healthy chef. And that was just kind of like natural. It just kind of came to me. That's like how I like to eat. That's how I like to cook. And people are always like, would always question me, like in culinary school, like, do you really like to eat healthy? Is this just like a fad or a trend or, you know, a stage for you? And I was like, no, I really like to eat healthy. And my reason has always been because it makes me feel better. Truly. My executive chef that I was working for at Prune Restaurant in New York, Gabrielle Hamilton, she was an amazing mentor. She still is an amazing mentor. She used to say to me, I just don't know if I buy this. You're telling me that healthy food makes you feel better? See, for her, she would say, that's just not my story. For me, healthy food makes me feel like crap because it's not delicious. And I would always say to her, Gabriella, I can show you how to make this stuff really delicious and healthy at the same time. So you can have both. Definitely can have both. So I have green onion here, and I'm using the green onions from yesterday. I'm just going to add a couple green onions diced up right into my slaw mixture. And then the rest are flavor agents. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. Definitely want a little sea salt for this. If you're whole food plant-based and can't use sea salt, you can use any of your favorite salt substitutes. And then a little bit of cane sugar. So I'm going to use like 1/2 teaspoon. It's not a lot. And this is regular, unbleached, organic cane sugar, so it kind of looks brownish. But it's not brown sugar, and there's no molasses or anything added. It's just literally unbleached. And then a little bit of sesame seeds. I'm going to use toasted sesame seeds, which I have here. And these are really great. You can get these in like a large bottle or shaker. I'm just going to use a couple pinches. Already toasted, yeah, pre-toasted. And sometimes you can get them plain and you can toast them yourself. And then a little bit of rice vinegar. I'm going to use 4 teaspoons of this. So here we go. Here are my teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not rocket science. All right. It's good stuff. It's very easy to do. We're going to keep it easy. Now give this a little mix. I'll do a little spoon here. The salt is going to really kind of let the vegetables weep. and it will bring all the flavors together. This looks really good. So light, easy, totally yum. Okay, put your slaw aside. Let's get back to these delicious burgers. I can now see and smell. I'm going to do a full screen so that you can just see. You can see the steam a little bit. I wish that you were here to smell it. I know that this is ready when I can literally just kind of pop it right off and turn it and flip it. Oh yeah, we've got some grill marks now. Do you see that? You know that something is not ready to be flipped when it sticks to the grill pan. And if it does that, it means it's not quite ready. So give it a few minutes and it will naturally release itself from the grill pan. All right, and that's perfect. I'll put this here. Now, the last thing that we have to make, and this is totally optional, but I think that this is what makes this burger, is your spicy guacamole, all right? I love avocado. I'm like an avocado fiend. My favorite fruit for sure. And I think just in general, my favorite like food. Like if I was on a desert island and didn't have anything else, it would definitely be like bring as many avocados as I could possibly carry. All right, so I have one here. This is a Hass avocado. This is really nice and ready. It's soft. It's totally ready to eat, as they say. And I know that because I can just like press my thumb into it and my thumb will go right in. All right, so to make this, I need one large avocado that's ripe and ready. If you are throwing this into your compost, take off your sticker before you do that. Very important. The worms don't want the sticker. They want the peel. All right, and then I want you to take this out with a spoon. You can kind of scoop it out. I had my parents over for dinner the other night, and my stepdad said to me, you know, I just read that the healthiest part of an avocado is this part. It's like the deep, dark green right at the skin. So when you're looking at an avocado and you see that variegation of color, that ring of lime green all the way around, you see that like that orbit green that's darker around the perimeter, that is the most healthiest part that has a lot of the micronutrients in it. So when you're scooping, make sure that you're actually scooping all of that. Some people don't scoop all the way to the peel. Now, one of the best ways to do this is to scoop it with a spoon. But if you don't want to do that and you would rather kind of just do it this way, you can actually peel an avocado. And one of the ways to do it has to be ready to eat. But you literally cut it in half. So you have quarter pieces, right? Each half is 2. So if the whole avocado were here, we'd have 4 pieces. And each quarter piece, you literally just take it and you can literally peel the skin back. This is another really great way to remove every bit. And what this does is it enables you to eat all of this dark green that's right here that I'm talking about, the most nutrient dense part. Sometimes with the spoon, we miss all of that and we don't want to miss that. See how easy it is with the peel? Pop, right into my bowl. All right, compost for the worms. Great, great, great. I am going to clear my decks here because I do not like working in a messy situation. Great. And now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. Guacamole is pretty easy. You just need a ready-to-eat avocado and then a nice big fork. And to this, I'm going to add a teaspoon of the rice wine vinegar. I'm going to use organic seasoned rice wine vinegar today. 1 teaspoon. Boop. That was probably just a little bit more than I needed, but I don't care. And then a little bit of sesame oil, a teaspoon. Boop. And then salt and pepper. I'm going to use a pinch of the sea salt, a pinch of or a crack of the pepper. And I'm not going to use too much of the pepper because I'm also going to use a pinch of this chili flakes or pepperoncini red chili flake. Stuff is good. Can I add just a pinch of this? Maybe 2. And then a pinch of the sesame seeds. Now, the last ingredient is totally optional, and it's frozen ginger or fresh ginger that's grated. I'm going to grab that from my freezer. I used it yesterday, and I was glad to be able to show this to you. This is really cool stuff. This is from Darote. It's crushed ginger. It comes in cubes, and I'm going to use 1 cube. 1 cube is equal to 1 teaspoon. All right, and that's what we want. Right in. This has to go right back into the freezer because it is perishable. Now, I need to make sure that this ginger is actually going to melt, so I'm just going to hold it in my hands for a second, right? I'm just going to use the warmth of my body. And you can also make sure that you have to crush it really well. Make sure that the ginger is mixed up and you don't have like a big giant clump of ginger. that's left or hanging out in your guacamole, because that would be, well, it would probably be delicious, but there would also be like a surprise to whomever is eating it. So make sure that it's smooshed. There we go. Voila. Simple. I'm going to mix this, mash this in a second. Now I want to just show you the buns and get these on the grill as this finishes up, because we're nearly there. I'm just going to open up my little baby buns and put them down. Perfect. Now let's mash this guac. Comment. Oh yeah, let's do a comment. This is from D. Hi D. I always scrape out the bit of dark green in the avo. It's the best. Yes, yes. I know. You know all the health tricks. D and I met at the Orange County Fair last year. I'm so glad to know that you know the secrets of the avocado. There are many. It's an amazing fruit. Most people think it's a vegetable. It's not. It's actually a fruit. And it is super good for you. It's got the healthy fats. It's got really a great amount of antioxidants. You can tell because of the color. Lots of different vitamins and minerals. Stuff is good for you. And it kind of is like your mayo or creamy substitute. So instead of using mayo as a condiment for our burgers, in my case, my sliders, I'm going to use the spicy mayo. And you want this to be, I think you want it to be just a touch spicy. Now, if you're making this for your daughter, D, which you might be, you might consider. I don't know if she likes the heat. I think she likes the heat. Let me just quickly tell you that Dee's daughter is amazing, and she actually makes her own honey. And she won at the OC Fair. She was like the person that actually took best in class for her homemade honey, which I think is like so impressive. So if you're going to make this for your kids at home, just taste it first. Make sure that it's not overly spicy. No, it's not spicy at all. I'm going for more of the red pepper flake. Come on, I'm Hispanic and Sicilian after all. I have to have a little heat. Just a little bit. That looks great. I'm just going to give it a taste. Notice I have a second spoon here for my taster spoon that I'm not going to dip in. Now we're cooking with grease, as they say. That's good. Just like a kiss of spice. It's perfect. It's got just enough salt. It's got just enough sesame. It's perfect. Really good stuff. All right, I think I'm going to just check on these buns. Yeah. Perfect. Check on these mushrooms. You can see the mushroom is super juicy. Let me just show you. I love this marinade too because it sort of locks in the flavors. Let me just show you the overhead here. See how juicy and delicious this looks? It's very meaty. And you see that the marinade kind of like holds all of the juices in. It kind of like, you can see the marinade is kind of like a casing. It's going to be beautiful. All right, let me just pull off these buns. This looks great. Yummy. And I will turn off my grill pan. Let's build a burger. Yum. All right, so the first thing that I want is my guac. I'm going to do guac on both sides, actually, because the guacamole is going to help to allow the mushroom to stick as well as the slaw. I don't want to overdo it because if I overdo it, I know it's just going to fall right out on one side. Of course, you can use regular sized burger buns. Just wanted to do the mini. I saw these minis and I was like, oh my gosh, so cute. I wish they had whole wheat minis though, like actual whole wheat buns. Why is the default like a white bun? The default for pasta and bread and cakes and cookies should all be whole wheat. I don't know why we haven't arrived to that yet. Maybe soon. All right, a little bit of the slaw. Uh-oh, I don't want that. A little bit of this beautiful slaw, and you're going to need to sort of like use your fingers to mound it. I'll do it on the bottom. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that like buns should be defaulted whole wheat? Buns, breads, cakes, cookies, crackers. Should it be defaulted whole wheat or should it be defaulted white wheat? Why do we keep using bleached, nutrient deficient white Wheat, when we can just be using stone ground, all organic, non-GMO, glyphosate free. Whole wheat, my goodness, are we asking for too much here? When I say it like that, I'm actually being facetious. I'm joking. I'm joking because I know it sounds like a lot, but really, you guys, it's not. It's actually, we're doing more harm to our soil. Now here I'm gonna get controversial. We're doing more harm to our soil and our gut microbiome by eating and ingesting all these bleached sugars and flours and things like this, when we can just have the real thing. It costs less and it's better for our gut belly as well as our soil. Kind of a no-brainer. I don't really understand. We live in a backwards world. That's like what I can come to. That's my conclusion for a lot these days. I don't know. Are you feeling the same? We live in a backwards world, you guys. We're here to change it. That's the thing. All right. I'm going to stop talking and finish building. I need my mushroom close, though, because it's so juicy. I don't want to lose any of the juice. Kathy, do you agree? Stone ground is my choice. I know. And Kathy, you make bread, so I know that you know what's up. These mushrooms are really kind of big. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to cut one in half. Here we go. Place it on. Place it this way. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yes. Top it. And you've got yourself one delicious burger. Really good. Let me plate this up for you. I'm going to just keep this one open. Yum. So you can see. A delicious spicy sesame mushroom burger. We've got that spicy guac. We've got that delicious spicy slaw, the sesame slaw underneath. This is a piping hot portobello. Yum, that's going there. This one's going inside of my belly. Here we go. Oh. No, let's do a question. Okay, I'm going to take a bite and then we'll do a question. Here we go. This is going to get everywhere. Mmm. OMG. This is like radical. This is like life-changing. I mean, with the bun. I usually have these things lettuce wrapped. I need a second chance. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going to be into this. I'm going to grab another plate. Danny, do you want a bite of this?
Sure.
Danny's going to be into this. Try this.
Can I take a big bite?
I think what I just did was a big bite. Yeah.
Oh no, we're going.
Don't do the whole thing, Danny. He does half of it.
Mmm. Oh my gosh.
Good, right?
I mean, what really stands out about it?
Yeah, tell me.
Do I have food all over my face first?
Yep.
Okay. Hope you like that.
Here, let me get your napkin.
Is that miso? Is that you know, the kind of like Asian flavors that kind of come through?
Yep.
In the sesame, that I think is what really stands out about it. Like, it doesn't just taste like a normal burger. It has that kind of like Asian fusion burger thing going on. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. It's very fusion-esque.
Yeah.
It's great. It's spicy. It's savory because of the ginger. There's a lot of ginger and there's a lot of sesame. It's really, really good. You guys, this is definitely a must try. You can make them slider style like we did. Didn't take long to make. Couple different elements, but you can enjoy these elements with a lot of different things. So look, I have all this slaw left. We can have this for a salad later. If you wanted, you could top it off with some grilled tempeh or tofu. Just have it by itself. We have even a little bit more guac, so you can enjoy this with some veggies.
Could you do the slaw as kind of like a side to the burger as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I just love to have my burger with a little bit of like pickled situation. So this kind of mimics the pickle. Instead of having the traditional pickle, we have just like the rice vinegar and the slaw. But yes, you can do a side dish of the salad if you wanted.
Lovely.
Yeah. Thanks
Wonderful.
for tasting. I hope that you guys will try this. And if you do, please take a photo and pop it into our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. I have to tell you that this morning I woke up and Danny actually sent me a screenshot of the exact number of people that we have today. We have 1,212 people. That's 1212. You guys, I love the number 12. So when I see 1212, I absolutely love it. Today we have 1,212 people in our group. I'm very grateful. If you'd like to be a part of our group, it's really awesome. It's a great community. It's a global community. So please join us. Thank you so much for being here, and come back tomorrow because tomorrow's our snack day. We're going to be making something very special. This is actually from somebody that requested it. We're making cream cheese and lox toast. You won't want to miss this. We are not going to harm any salmon in the process. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, ciao for now. Peace out.